The idea for the Tilke forceps came to mind in 1998. After one weekend of having to do 12 nasotracheal intubations in a row, it became clear to me that the Magill forceps, invented by Sir Ivan Magill in 1919, was outdated, and there were several things that needed to be improved in the process. It became apparent to me that the ergonomics of the Magill forceps was not very good. Your elbow's out here, your hands rolled over, and you're visually obstructed. In addition, the Magill forceps has a serrated tip that makes it difficult to grasp a polyvinyl chloride tube. The original breathing tubes were made out of rubber, so a serrated tip made sense. But in this day and age, trying to grab a lubricated, slippery polyvinyl chloride tube is not very easy with the serrated tip. So the first problem was the lack of ergonomics of the instrument. The second problem was the decreased visualization. The third problem was gripping and re-gripping the tube. You can imagine somebody in a small little mouth trying to grab this tube and lift it up, and the tube's not very flexible and you lose control of it, and you're trying to put this tube through some vocal cords that look like an A-frame. It was kind of difficult to kind of push this through without hitting the vocal cords. So you're grabbing and re-grabbing the tube and trying to place this tube through the vocal cords, and so the vocal cords would unintentionally sometimes be brushed by the forceps, which is not ideal. And in addition to that, there's an inflatable cuff on this, what is called a nasal ray tube, which is employed during nasotracheal intubation, and you insufflate this cuff after you put the tube through the cords. Well, sometimes this serrated tip would tear this cuff, so there would be nothing more frustrating than finally getting the tube in and then realizing that you could not insufflate this cuff. So addressing these 5 problems, from 1998 to 2004, I invented and designed and made some significant improvements. First and foremost, you can see now that when I hold the Tilke forceps, it's much more ergonomic. Your elbow's not out to here, the forceps isn't coming across and visually obstructing you. The forceps is now actually designed to be part of the hand and arm for greater manual dexterity. The second problem, the visualization problem, was solved by the first twist ever employed in a medical forceps. In 8,000 years, there's never been a twist put into a medical instrument before, and this twist, this patented twist, and this bend provide better visualization of the vocal cords. You can see once you grab the tube that the instrument is out of the way, and I can see where the vocal cords are and have my assistant advance the tube through the cords. So the ergonomics problem is solved, the visualization problem is solved, and then the problem of grabbing and re-grabbing the tube and losing it in a slippery dark cavity is no longer a problem, because as you grab the tube from the side, or if the tube is firmly against the back of the throat or pharynx, you can put this down on here and grab it from the top. Either way, if you're coming in from the side or grabbing it from the top, once you get control of that tube, you don't ever lose control of it again. So there's no gripping or re-gripping. So as you grab the tube from the side or over the tip or come down on it, you have control of it and you don't lose control of that. And then you just aim the forceps through the vocal cords. There's no tearing of the cuff, because you can see that the cuff can slide through here. You can have the forceps completely closed. I like to open it a hair just because I think you can slide the cuff through a little bit easier. Either way, you're not going to tear the cuff, and I'm not placing the tube through the cords. I'm not grabbing the tube and placing it through the cords or throwing it, making sure that it goes through the cords, which can be a tremendous waste of time. Now you just have control of the tube and you're just advancing it right through the cords. Especially if somebody's anterior or if the tube has to go in up high, this is a much better proposition than grabbing the Magill forceps and trying to lift it up and losing it because it's slippery. So the Tilke forceps solves these 5 problems: one of ergonomics, visualization, gripping, tearing of the cuff, and putting the tube through the cords. So with these 5 problems being solved, I filed for a patent in 2004 and received the patent in 2008. And the goal of the company is to provide better, faster, and safer care for patients while causing the operator to incur less stress while placing of the nasotracheal tubes.